I'd like to discuss a topic that's been on my mind a lot lately as I've tried to improve my ability to serve other people and make a difference in the world. Every now and then, my family will meet someone who is in need, who has some lack, usually in the way of a job or a place to live, and so we might let them stay with us for a time until they get a job and they can get their own place, and then they'll be able to be on their own, and maybe they'll be able to be in the same position we were and do that for other people. And that's a great blessing to be able to do that every now and then. And I would hate to be in a situation where I feel vulnerable and like I'm not able to serve. If someone asks me for help with a real need they have, then I want to be able to meet that need. And there's so much value in providing that kind of service to other people. It's fulfilling to me, and it's satisfying to them. It gives them hope that there's still good in the world. I had the opportunity the other day to help someone put a radiator back in his car as he was replacing it. He had been stranded at the AutoZone by my house for like 3 days as he waited to be able to get his stuff, which was in a storage unit that got locked up on him. So he was there, and I was able to help him with that. I mostly stood around, but when he asked for a part or something, I was able to hand that to him, and then it was a great experience to be able to invite him to my apartment, which was just across the street, and give him breakfast with what little I had. I had, a box of oatmeal and a banana. So not much, but in these situations, you have a person in need, someone who can help them, and then whatever resources that person has, and then the resources the other person needs. So say we have Joe here. He needs a job and a place to stay, and he also needs a way of getting around, transportation, and he hasn't showered for 2 days because there's not many public showers available, and he's hungry too, hasn't eaten for a while. So which of these needs do we want to meet first? Probably help him get a job. Well, if he needs a job, he needs a way to get to the job, so he needs transportation. And so maybe that's a good place to start. Get him some transportation, and he'll need a place to sleep too. And from day to day, regardless of whether he has a job, he'll need some food. And in fact, he needs some food right now because he's hungry. And in order to go interview, he needs a shower. So wouldn't it be really cool if there was a halfway house, like a place dedicated to getting people from a state of want to a state of self-reliance and self-sufficiency, so that they could do that for other people too, to help people help themselves and to help people help people. That is the most fulfilling kind of work, when you see someone with a need and you're able to provide for that need through service. So that's what I've been thinking about, is to have something like that. So the main needs I see are for access to jobs, access to housing, or a place to sleep, food, and actually nutrition. A lot of people get food, but they're still starving nutritionally. Jobs, housing, food, transportation. And some of these things are met. A person can do their laundry at a laundromat even if they don't own a washer machine. And they can use a bathroom at a gas station, for example. They can shower at the fitness center. Wouldn't it be neat if we could provide that for people in a better way? I know there's actually a lot of resources out there, so I'd like to be able to know those resources and point people to them. And also maybe be able to provide some of the same resources myself. So to have skills and knowledge, to be able to serve other people, to be able to minister to their needs and to their wants. I know Tyler Bastion's doing his farming school, and that does a lot of good, teaching the students self-reliance. And a couple other people in our community are starting charities as well. I think what I need to do is kind of see what the needs are, really, what the current state of poverty is. I do know that when someone comes to me and says, I need a place to stay, or I need food or money or this or that, that is a need, and it's clearly not being met by the organizations that are out there for that purpose, like the Road Home, or homeless shelters, or food pantries. Because people don't know about it, there's some sort of barrier between the person's needs and their ability to meet those needs. And I'm just talking about my experience in the United States. I think here we have a lot of, I speak with my own experience, but I think we do have a lot of capacity to go from rags to riches, so to speak, to get a job and then move on in the world. Some of those barriers are really hard to overcome too. Some people have addictions which are keeping them from self-reliance. They have health problems, or they might have a criminal record. I have talked to a lot of people who have trouble getting an ID too, because you need an ID to get a social security number, and you need a social security number to get an ID. You need both of those to get a job, oftentimes, unless you do like illegal work. So I think there's some room for improvement there. I think if we had more public showers, that would be a great thing for people. In the end, it is everyone's responsibility to take care of their own needs and make good use of themselves, but also to be able to serve other people, to be able to give what you have once your needs are met, and they're minimal, right? We'll say this is money, and here's here's your level of survival. What do you do after that? Once your needs are met, how much can you serve and give? We have a very consumer-centric, individualistic society where the virtue is materialism. And if you're still watching, congratulations. Because I have more thoughts too, and I look forward to your comments about these ideas. So we have a very consumer-centric, materialistic society whose virtue is the self and its desires. And that means get more money, get more debt, get more stuff. And so you can have more you. And that's an unfulfilling proposition, because truly people are not alone in a bubble in the universe. They're part of a society. They're part of a community of people. And people are most fulfilled when they're living not for themselves, but for others. Where they're responsible for themselves, they take care of themselves, and they're self-reliant, but they focus outwards and on meeting other people's needs. That's why it's so degrading to not even be able to take care of yourself, because how can you take care of others when you're stuck? So I think that's an important thing, is that in order to help Joe, or help these people that are in need, we need to get past this idea of consumer. We need to give our widow's mite, whatever we have to give. I just had my box of oatmeal, and I was able to do a lot of good. And I don't have a job right now. I'm just going to school. I have my savings, and I was able to give breakfast, and then my friend was able to get on his way, and his car is now fixed, and he has transportation, and he's maybe gonna start his own business or get a job. He's still deciding, but he has some experience, some expertise. He can rely on his own self now, and he can be able to help his family and be somebody in the community too. So I think a video is probably long enough now, but I'd love to hear your thoughts and ideas on this, and what are the needs out there, what's already happening, what are the resources that people can have, and then what do we need to do more of, and how can we be givers and selfless and help the poor and needy, and really be fulfilled as human beings, knowing that we're doing all that we can in our lives, and living as part of a community and not just for our own selves in this materialistic society. Thanks.